Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to episode 5, I think it is, of our All the Mod 10 Let's Play. So here we are on the server, and behind me over there, you can see a bunch of happy little bees. So in between episodes, I went and found some bees, and I've got us all ready to get started in Productive Bees. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, y'all. So I think this is being recorded, yes, after episode 1 has gone live. There are some new people joining on the server, hopping over in the Discord. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch till the end of episode 1, and there's some details there that you might have missed. So we started getting some bees going in between episodes because we need a way to generate resources that we can't make with mystical agriculture. All the mods, as I've talked about a bunch of times previously, and we'll talk about a lot in this episode, is all about resource generation. You're going to need to be able to make a lot of everything. So there are automation processes, there is mystical agriculture, there is productive bees, there's this Theurgy mod that you can craft things out of like thin air with. There's a bunch of different mods that we're going to need to make and utilize in order to have everything we need to get to the star at the end. So in the Don't Get Distracted Woolly chest, I got some stuff for us. So one of the first things I have over here is I have nether quartz ore and some iron swords. One of the bees that is sending me down this path early that we need is the bee for the prosperity shards. I do believe it's called the Prospera bee. Yep, Prospera bee. There you go. So we need to get these going. We're going to need, I've got some extra hives built. We're going to need to make a centrifuge and stuff to be able to process all of that. But for starters, we need to be able to get those bees. So those bees are made from crystalline bees, and crystalline bees are spawned in the nether in quartz nests. So we can go hunt forever and hope we find one spawning in the wild, or we can make them. So you make a nest by taking the ore that's required for it, which we can see if we drill in here and we go to the quartz nest, you'll see that it tells you a nether quartz ore, and an iron sword will give you a quartz nest. I went to the nether and I silk touched a ton of nether quartz ore, and that's why we have this. So now if we put a sword here, that's going to give us a nest. Now we're going to make another one. And then some other things we're going to need for this, I've already crafted and put in the Don't Get Distracted barrel. We're going to need honey treats. Honey treats are how we are going to lure the bee to come to the hive. But then we're also going to need to be able to catch the bee. Now we have 2 sturdy bee cages, which don't disappear when they're used, that we've found in chests, but we're going to want more than just 2 Prospera bees. I usually try and do a whole hive at a minimum of the things that we are going to need. So we would want 5 to be able to fill up one of these advanced beehives with the Prospera bee. So we need to craft up, I went ahead and grabbed out these resources here. We need 2 oak logs and 1 honey block, and that's going to craft us 16 bee cages. So we will have plenty for capturing our 5 Prospera bees and then have more for other bees as we get into them later. So now let's pop over into the nether. So let's pop over in the nether here and let's get ourselves some crystalline bees. So crystalline bees, someone conveniently has a glass room right here. Oh, look at that. They were already trying to lure themselves some bees here. So I'm just going to use whoever's little room this is, and we're going to toss in a bunch of the nests. And now we should be able to right-click these or left-click these with the honey treat. Alrighty then, been so long since I've done productive bees. I think, based on this recipe, that we need to lure them with nether quartz to the quartz nest. So there we go. Now you can see it puts the hives on cooldown, but if we use additional, we can speed this up. So we're going to essentially just right-click to get these down under a minute or 2. And we've got plenty of nether quartz, so if I need to go back and get some more, I can. Yeah, we're going to go grab another couple stacks, or at least another stack. We can grab as much as we want because I can craft it. So let's go grab just at least 2 stacks. That way we can get all of these down pretty quick. There we go. Almost 2 stacks. That'll work. And we can just craft up some more from our essence once we get our bees. I don't know who built the glass house, but thank you. And I hope you don't mind that I'm going to get a bee out of your nest. I will kickstart its spawn for you. And maybe there will be an extra Prospera bee for whoever it is on the server that put this down. Let's try and get these all just, yeah, get it way down there. Let's get out our bee cages. Now, you're not guaranteed to get the bee you want, but I'm not sure what all varieties spawn inside a quartz nest. Wait for it. There we go. Crystalline bee. There's 4 of them. There's 2 more hives getting ready to come out. There we go. And what we'll do is, whoever's this was, I will leave them there. I will leave them their one nest that was in here and a bee. You know, gift from me to you. Thanks for your little glass house. So now you're like, but Wooly, you said you need prosperity shards, not whatever the crystalline bee gives you. You're right, I did. What we have to do now is we have to take these bees and we have to convert them. So we need our prosperity shards. We're going to have to go mine for some more, but we have enough to show the process, I think. Or do we not? Because we need 9 of those to make. Okay, we are going to have to go form some prosperity shards. So give me a minute to go find some prosperity ore, and we'll continue on. Alrighty, we're back. So, went and mined up some prosperity shards. Look at that. I got 8. I only need 5 for our bees, but that'll give me a little to make some more of our gemstones and all so that we can keep speeding up our crops with more growth accelerators. So that was the goal. That's why we need these, is I need prosperity shards to make the gemstones to make the crop acceleration stuff that we're going to be using. So to convert your bee, you want to have some extra bee cages ready to pick your bee back up so that it doesn't wander off. And then you place your bee down and you right-click the bee with the block, the conversion block, and now we have a Prospera bee. That Prospera bee will pollinate on a prosperity block, which we're going to need to get into making one of these hives a simulator and filling it full of the bees that we want. So let's go ahead and convert up the rest of our bees into Prospera bees, and then we'll move right along. All right, there we have it. I promised not to forget about the Prospera bees before the end of the episode, but I had some other stuff lined up for us in here too. So let's wrap bees together. So honey agglomeratio. This is going to allow us to make honey seeds, which will allow us to make unlimited honeycomb and honey bottles from both mystical agriculture, and we're going to have a ton of it once we get all of our hives up and running, but you can never really have enough. And we are going to make a skystone seed for our applied energistics. So I'm going to go ahead and make up these 2 seeds, but I like to cover them with you guys. The only thing that's weird is this agglomeratio is kind of like our fire, our earth, our air and water that we did, where you have to mix ingredients together. So to make it, it is quite literally just honey bottles and honey. And I have enough in here for the 4 that we're going to need for the seed, but wanted to show you guys making that one since it's not, it's not just a plain Jane craft. Now, that is going to bring us back over here to the altar, and most of you have already seen this. We just toss in the stuff with the right tier of seed and essence and honey stuff, and I accidentally took that one out. Okay, and then now we should be able to put our seed in, and I have it wrong. It must be this one. So let's pull the tertium out and put in that, and there we go. Now it says honey seeds. There we have it, and we're going to make skystone. And just like with all the others, we might get even more seeds for free with our quest rewards for making these 2. So there we have it, a skystone and a honey seed. Let's go find an empty spot for them down here on this bottom tier. Right there and right there. So, got those 2 more going. And now let's see, did we get anything good from those? Mystical Agriculture. First time you open the quest book, man, when you log in, it takes forever. Grains of Infinity. Interesting. So we got another free seed. Let's see if we can keep the chain going. Kiwi. Okay, we got kiwi for free. Let's get another free seed. We got another chicken seed. I think that's our 3rd or 4th chicken seed, but we didn't get anything new. All right, Skystone. What do we get from Skystone? Oh, just a Tertium Essence. Okay, so we got a couple of seeds for free that I don't know what they're for, but let's put them in, get them growing, and then I'm pretty sure we already have chicken in here, right? Chicken. There's pig. And fish. Another quartz. I am pretty sure there's, yeah, there we go. Chicken essence right there. So we already have chicken going. I'm not going to put another one in there because we really don't need that much chicken right now. So we'll just toss that seed away. There's the seeds we wanted to make for today's episode. Now, another thing we're going to need for all of this. So I made some sand from stuff we've done before. We've got glass going because we're going to need a ton of glass bottles. These hives, they go through glass bottles in a hurry, like really fast. So let's just go ahead and craft up a ton of glass bottles and fill up all these hives so we don't have to worry about running out for now. We are going to need to automate this, but we're not quite to automating the insertion and crafting of our glass bottles yet, but we will get there soon enough. So looks like we could use some more, but that should be enough to keep all of these running and generating us honey for right now. Now, next things next. We can mark that off. We made our bee cages. In order to get our bees to produce without us having to worry about them wandering off into oblivion, never to be seen again, we need the simulator upgrade. The simulator upgrade does exactly what it sounds. It simulates the bees leaving the hive. They never have to leave, and you don't have to worry about your bees doing this. And then, Tommy here decides he wants to go on an adventure and forgets where home is. It happens. Bees' logic in this game are some of the dumbest, player logic there is, or NPC logic there is. So what does it take to make this simulator? So the simulator is going to take honeycomb blocks. It's going to take blaze rods. It's going to take more honeycomb blocks and ender pearls. And the first tier is going to take honey treats and some stuff like that. So let's gather some stuff up. We should have all these resources. We need sticks, honey treats, emeralds, and diamonds. Let's go get them. Emeralds, diamonds, honey treats, and I got sticks in my inventory. So let's make up a few of these, and maybe our bees will be a little less chaotic for us. So let's start with this here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a total of 4 hives up and running right now. So if we can make 4 of these, that'll be great. Now we're going to need comb blocks and ender pearls. Now, ender pearls are something that we are still kind of limited on. So let's not go ham on these just yet. We're just going to make 1, but we'll be prepared because we're going to need to get into hostile neural networks so that we have enough Enderman stuff, ender pearls. So there's that. Anti-teleportation. Oh, we need honeycomb, which is just ring around this little square there. And then that'll get us this. Yeah. Oh, well, you need to be in a crafting table. There we go. Sweet. And then now we should be able to take that. We're going to need some blaze rods and 1 more ender pearl. And blaze rods should be somewhere in here. We have some. I know. There we go. Grab out our blaze rods. And here we go with the simulator. Sweet. So the simulator is exactly like it sounds. So once we put it in here, this bee is never going to leave. And now we should be able to put our other bees in there. But first, we're going to need to get some of these bees that are calling this home out, but not just yet. So the next thing that we need in order to set this up where we get our prosperity combs that we can spin down into the shards we need is we need to be able to put our feeding block in front of it. So we need to make a feeding slab, which is smooth stone, which is just stone cooked. Let's get some of that going. Stone. There's some stone. Okay. We'll interrupt the glass with a stack of stone, and I don't even need a stack. Yeah, that should be more than enough. We just need 3 of them total. Actually, we don't even need 3 of them total because we have a stone cutter sitting around here somewhere. Let's just draw our slabs. There we go. And then now we just need some chests. There's a chest. And this should give us a feeding slab. Last thing we need to do, let's grab our bees and let's put our feeding slab in front of it. And we will have prosperity shards coming in. Now we need to evict these bees. So if we stick our bee cages in there, it will evict the bee out. And then now we can put our others in here. And now that it has a simulator upgrade, they'll never leave. And then we can put our feeding slab right here in front of it. Toss on our prosperity block, which if you want to know how we know that, if we go over here and we look at the bee, you see your bee conversion. If we go to uses on the prosperity bee, it'll show you bee flowering, and it means a prosperity block for those guys to pollinate. And so now this hive can produce the prosperity shards that we need, or prosperity comb that we need for us automatically. Bees never need to leave the hive. Now let's get these other 2 regular bees out. And if you shift right click when you place them down, it resets their home, and they will take up one of the hives that has an empty slot, and they will fill in there. I'm going to clear out my inventory, and then we're going to move along with some fun backpack upgrades. All right, so the next thing I have in store for us is I had already made the tank upgrade. I don't know if I covered that on here, but I made a tank upgrade for my backpack because I want to be able to store my XP easily so that if I die, which I do more than I like to lead on, I don't want to lose my experience every time. So we can use a tank in combination with a pump upgrade, which we have to upgrade to an experience pump to take our XP, automatically stuff it in a tank in our backpack, and then if we die, all we got to do is get back to our body, and all of our XP will be in the backpack. And you can set limits, and it'll like keep a certain number of levels on you and keep the rest in the backpack, or you can have it keep all of it in the backpack. But let's go over all that. Now, upgrade bases. I've found a bunch from looting, but if you don't have them, it's a real easy craft. Stuff we have all already got going. String, iron, and leather makes your upgrade base. Now, the first tier, we need a sticky piston, some glass, and some barrels. Oh, would you look at there? It's like in between episode off camera, Wooly just had it ready for us. Gotta love that guy, man. He puts in all the hard work, and I just show up and act like a rock star. Okay, I know I'm not a rock star, but you know, a guy can hope. So there's our tier 1 tank upgrade. Next, we're gonna need some diamonds, some gold, some redstone, and a dispenser. Oh, look at that. That's so convenient. There's that. And now, final tier, we are going to need redstone, Eye of Ender, and 2 bottles of enchanting. Would you look at there? Everything we needed. Bottles of enchanting. If you're having a hard time finding them, you can loot them. Easiest way, make you a cleric, I do believe, that you can buy them from. And you just make your villager, you level it up. I had enough from looting, didn't have to worry about it. And we had everything else for all the rest of these. Let's craft up our experience pump. And now this is an exciting upgrade. Means that if we die, we will no longer lose our experience. You have to have the tank upgrade because otherwise, as you can see now, there's nowhere for the XP to go. So we can pump it, but there's nowhere to store it. So now if we come over here, you can look and it says level at which the pump stops 10. So as you can see, it took all of my XP down to 10 levels and then left it. But we actually want it to pump and we want to store all experience. And we want to make a change to the 10 levels. You just get your scroll wheel over there and I want it to keep none. So I want it to basically, anytime I get XP, get a level, I want it to take it and put it in the backpack. That way, if I die, it's all in my backpack. So that is a huge, huge progression because now we don't lose our XP. We can save it up to start getting better enchants going on our gear. Now, I'm not sure if I covered this in the last episode, but I want to cover it just in case. And if I did, I'll cut this out and it'll never see the light of day. Or Fancy will cut it, one or the other. We were having to feed this thing hoes all the time. But the first tier of Unbreakable Hoe is made out of Supremium. Now, this is where I ran through all of my prosperity shards, is because I had to keep making gemstones to make each of these tier upgrades. And each of these tier upgrades takes, prosperity shards in form of prosperity ingots or prosperity gemstones. And we're going to need a bunch of them. But I had enough to make the hoe. So you just craft up a diamond hoe. And then you craft up both of these. And you go through the process of upgrading it until you get to the Supremium tier. Now that it's Supremium, I can put it in my pylon and it never breaks. I did enchant it. I don't know if these have any yield on the crops. I'm honestly not going to look into it, but if you know, put it in the comments down below. So it's got Fortune 2 on there, and it's got, Unbreaking 3, which doesn't matter because it's unbreakable. But now this hoe lasts forever. Now, I did not have enough prosperity shards to make any for my other farms, but as we discovered, these top two are not gaining the tick acceleration from the blocks down below, so these other two are just going to go away, and it'll eventually be fast enough that we won't need more than one seed of anything in here, and we'll stay pretty stocked on everything we need. And if we need another one, we will just make a second of these little 9x9 crops areas rather than having the giant tower of crops. Alrighty, so I got through a lot of that quicker than I thought I was going to. I claimed a bunch of quest rewards, got some ultimate universal cables from a quest reward. It seems a little overpowered. I mean, we are nowhere close to crafting those in Mechanism, but we got it for free from the quest, so we'll take it. We did get one more sturdy bee cage. Those are nice because, as we demonstrated, they don't break. So when you've got enough of them, it makes moving your bees around a whole lot easier. And look at there, we've got some Prosperity Comb. So I don't know that I have enough time to get into the centrifuge today, which is how we're going to spin those down to turn them into the shards we need. But I did want to cover this. So I am notorious for jumping off of things and taking a ton of fall damage. And I was trying to figure out, because bunny slippers don't negate fall damage anymore, they've changed them. But according to Mass Boost, he saw over on Chosen Architect's channel that the springy boots here, which we've already been wearing, if upgraded, will cancel all fall damage. So we're going to try and unlock this, I guess. I've got to figure out how this works. Gotta love Chosen Architect. Gets straight to the point. I was able to go check out his video on these springy boots. We've had them forever. I take fall damage all the time. It drives me crazy. And these are apparently the answer. So once you get your pair of springy boots, we looted ours from some random chest. All you do is you come over here to your relics page and you click and drag to tie this shoe, apparently. If you mess up on this, you can undo the line by clicking on it, and it'll just take the line away, and then you can draw it the right way. And then when we finish, now we've unlocked the boots, and we should take no more fall damage. So grants the owner special bounciness, allowing them to bounce off any solid surface. So now if we do our double jump, aha! No more fall damage. Yes. Thank you, Chosen. Thank you, Mass Boost, for pointing me to that link. I'm saved. Quite literally. You have no idea how many deaths this is going to save me. I love to just jump off of things into the oblivion, and I know better, but now I don't have to worry about it. I wonder if there's a height limitation. I guess we'll have to figure that out. So, anyways, on to the next thing. So let's see if we can do it. We might have enough time. Let's go take a look at productive bees over here, and let's talk about the centrifuge. So the centrifuge, we're going to start with a basic one, but we really want to get to the powered and heated centrifuges because the powered one will automatically sift things for us on our own. But as you can see, the powered one takes getting into a little bit of mechanism. So, and we're there. We have the stuff we need. We're just going to have to go over it, and that we definitely do not have enough time left in this episode for. So we can start the first one with everything we've already got. A grindstone, which is super simple to make. I think we may even have an extra grindstone somewhere. If not, we'll just make another one because it's stone slab, some sticks, and that's a plank or two. Yeah, let's grab a plank. So now we should be able to make another grindstone. There we go. And then we just need some iron. Iron. And now we have a centrifuge. So our centrifuge, if we put it down, it has nothing in it, but we can take our prosperity combs, and if we put them in here, it is going to, one at a time, spin them down. It is very, very, very slow, but it's free, and it will sit here and do it on its own. Now, you're going to notice we're not guaranteed to get the output every time. So right there, we just got wax. We didn't get any prosperity shards. It is not, it's a 30% chance to get 1 to 2, and a guaranteed wax every single time, and it also generates a little bit of honey. Once we get the powered one, we'll be able to automate this. It will go much faster. It will process all of the different combs from all the different bees that we're going to have going. But this is going to be our path forward for things that we can't grow in mystical agriculture. So I think that's going to bring us to a good stopping point for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. As you could see right there, we had another player sign on the server. I'm just playing on here. I'm trusting that people are going to be cool and not troll me. And if they do, I will ban you. I'm not going to put up with that. So, don't make me have to be mean. And I can't wait to see you guys in the world and play some All the Mods 10 with you. We'll see ya next time.